Hey, everybody, welcome to a special Wednesday night episode of Big Apple Hockey. So it's a little bit unorthodox for us to do it like this, and we kind of just did the spur of the moment. So everybody bear with us. I, of course, am the host that never gets that right away, Marc Williams, because I'm too busy focusing on 9 other things. And I'm always glad to be joined by Mr. Anthony Larocco.
How's it going, Mark? A little different, a little bit of a nightcap here, but happy to be on, and let's do this.
Yeah, the schedule's kind of been playing havoc on us lately. Anthony and I are both going to be unavailable for next week. We always want to make sure we have content for you guys because, after all, it's a long, lonely NHL offseason, and we're almost done with it, though, Ant. In about 2-3 weeks, prospect camp, and then it's going to be everybody coming back. So it'll be great. Hopefully we have more time with our illustrious John Folkowski, and everybody could get together. We have a lot of huge announcements to make soon enough, but not yet.
Do we have anything important to do tomorrow by any chance?
Would you like to reveal it then? I am okay with that.
Yeah, maybe a little later. Suspense.
All right, we'll do it.
Suspense is always a good thing.
We'll do it a little bit later. By the way, everybody, if you happen to notice today, if you're interested in one of these, we're giving away about 5 of them tonight. Big Apple Hockey T-shirts. The only thing I ask is put it on your Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Spread the Big Apple Hockey virus everywhere. So this is sort of like a year-end wrap-up show. Again, I would have loved to have had John with us. We are going to have a year-end wrap-up video after this as well. But Anthony, I got to ask you first. What are some of your favorite moments covering with Big Apple Hockey over this last year?
I just think everything encompassing, of everything that we do cover. I didn't happen that long ago, but that when we did the free agent show with when it was breaking news that Gaudreau was signed in Columbus, that was a lot of fun. The draft was a lot of fun. During the course of the season, it was, a little rough because, in terms of the Islanders, they were struggling. So it wasn't too much to gloat about there, with the exception of maybe one man who might come up later. And then, I just think that the growth is just really cool to see. And I think that there's only going to be better things on the horizon. So a lot to talk about, though, despite being a year-end show. So those are just my thoughts. I'll hand it back over to you.
Yeah, even though we're year-round, treat this, there's always got to be an end to the season is the way to say it. But hold on a minute. Wait a minute, Ronald, there's an answer to that. We got it right over here.
It's a secret.
Shut up.
Yeah. And once again,
that has been really grinding Marc's gears.
Of course it's been, because it's like, why hold it back? Just say it. Just say it.
Well, Marc, at this point, I wonder. I think Big Lou is just toying with your emotions specifically.
He definitely is. He
after all,
is.
After all, you called him and didn't really have a good performance on the telephone. So I think, you rubbed him the wrong way, and now he's just going to make you wait.
Yeah, wait until if I run into him tomorrow and I get to go. He gave me the number.
Yeah. Well,
he told me you were Marty Saint-Louis.
To seriously answer your question, Ronald, listen, anybody's guess really at this point, but I would wager that he's going to do what he did last year, and he's going to just drop it all on September 1st. That's my guess, though. Who knows? Could be earlier, could be later, but we'll have to see. Marc, you don't have the tweet that I had sent you from John Shannon with his report on Monday about it, right?
No, that it was going to be.
Yeah, he just said that he basically just said that Kadri to the Islanders might could be unveiled very soon, and
yeah, and that there are several general managers that believe he's already a New York Islander.
Yeah, which again, these aren't really shocking revelations. It's been talked about for weeks now. So but but yeah, it's who really knows when it's going to happen. I think it's going to really just come down to September 1st, but we'll have to see.
And just adding in Romanell, who's also right there, Rich, who also already texted in the free shirt. There's because yeah, we're having a little bit of swag on there. I have a poll question up. Who's your favorite Big Apple hockey host? And so far, it's all going to be 33% after a while. Also, I loved. I'm going to use the results back to be like, see, Phil, you people need you. Get back.
The
But no,
filter.
Unfortunately, life just always gets in the way. That's just the way to always say about that. But you know what, Ant? There's been, and we're going to be talking more about this later on. But in between, we're going to have bar talk as well as a new game called OK Tweener, which I'll explain in a moment. But it's sort of like it's just, again, seeing the growth of us, seeing us have guests on every single week when it was the fall and a little bit later on, seeing the different programs we started, whether it's the good, the bad, the ugly with Filk, whether it's Marc on the road, whether it was clapping bombs with El Rock and all the other stuff that we have on there. Because seeing us do our soul ventures as well as our collaborations, it's all stuff that's leading us to always be a more grandiose, better, bringing you guys the best content. Because as I said all along, our goal is always to be the best show, the best channel on YouTube for hockey. And again, we're a long ways away from fulfilling that promise, but we've at least begun to fulfill that promise. And there's a lot of good ones out there. We don't want to say that other channels don't do a good job. There's plenty of good ones, so don't worry about that. And I do have to say the draft night was a great night, where it was you breaking the news, working hard, Filk breaking down every single prospect off the top of his head. He had no notes that night, just to put that in perspective, as Anthony is crunching along, looking up the JT Miller possibility of him going to the New York Islanders. And then of course me having to do shots for every single trade when every single general manager had felt like they were making a trade this year. Thanks a lot, guys. So concluding with that, I mean, covering the All-Star game this year, there's so much more that we got in store. This is only just year one of Big Apple Hockey, year two of our podcast, formerly All Things Rangers. And as one of my favorite videos that I like to play for myself is a recap of our year one, I will have a recap of year two, and just seeing the growth in all of us is going to be fantastic. We also have a couple major announcements to let on for everybody. So we're going to keep that going in a minute. But first, Anthony, you know what? Let's go right down to business and do some bar talk stuff. Just remember, everybody, when you're coming in, type in BAH, so that way I could give away some shirts tonight. And yeah, let's keep it going, Ant. Actually, wait. Let's do the bar talk first. Let's hit the right button this time.
Shot. This is the easiest I've ever to answer.
I'm gonna say beer. I can't even begin to describe.
I'm actually going to go crazy. I'm going to buy everybody around on this one. Mike saying it right here. Cadre to the OHL Flint Spitfires. You heard it first. But yeah, there's been a lot of stuff for us. We're going to be adding in more names on it. Don't forget to put in the BAH for the shirt on there. All right, Anthony, let's get down to some business on this. And welcome everybody back to Big Apple Hockey Bar Talk, where we are gauging our confidence based on NHL topics, based on our choice of drink. Are you guys so happy you're going to buy everybody around? Or are you so you just want a beer? Or, oh my God, give me a shot, please. Just that's it. So play along in the comments too. Don't forget to put down BAH t-shirt for free swag, hopefully. Right now, there's only 14 of you. We hope to get more in there soon. But Yaroslav Halak, Anthony, will win 15 games for the New York Rangers.
I'm gonna go beer. Haven't really liked what I've seen out of Halak the last couple of years. I mean, obviously he's not the goalie that he used to be. You know, he's aging, of course. He's fantastic against the Rangers. There's no doubt about that. But now he is a New York Ranger, so that's out the window. But I don't know. he's not as fast as he used to be side to side. And at this point, I think he's just an older veteran backup who could kind of just play in spot duty. I mean, I think Igor Shesterkin, of course, is going to be a workhorse. He's going to play a lot of games. I just don't know how many games Halak will win when he's in the net. I just don't have much confidence in him anymore. So I'll go Beer. I mean, granted, he's better than, I think guys like Mike Smith, oddly enough, Mikko Koskinen, but I don't know. I'm not really sold on Halak being able to go in and win games consistently when he plays.
By the way, he's also better than other goalies besides on the Edmonton Oilers. I'm going to go Beer as well, Anthony. And one reason why is I don't exactly love Halak, but on the other hand, and it's been about 3 years since he's won more than 15 games, might be 4. He's turning 37. He's a stopgap solution for the New York Rangers. Just got to hope that he's steady. That's it. That's all you really need. And that's really all you can really hope for on him. If he's good enough until Tyler Wall can come up, then that's fine. Although, who knows?
Tyler Wallmark is an unrestricted free agent. He's not even Rangers. He's not even a Ranger.
Hey, this is why you should have done your research before you started. I mean, Dylan Garand looks really good in the World Juniors. I mean, who knows? I mean, I have no idea. It's supposed to play Igor at 80 games. That's the way I feel. But obviously, he's got to get a rest every now and again. So it wouldn't have been 1 week if I didn't make a mistake.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I did that. I forgot that yes, I do remember that now. Good thing I'm doing that. Anthony, going to the New York Islanders. The New York Islanders need to trade Semyon Varlamov to Vegas right now.
It's funny. Everyone thought that Lou had missed his boat to trade Varlamov, which he kind of did. I mean, before free agency started, when a lot of teams were looking for goalies, you would have thought that would be the prime time to move him. He's not. He's basically just a luxury right now. He's not a necessity. Ilya Sorokin, is easily top 5 goalie in the league. For my money, he's number 3. But the point is, he's clearly the starter. They don't need Varlamov making $5 million anymore. And it looked all was from naught before Leonard went down because no teams needed a starter anymore, and there's literally no viable backup goalie option left on the market. I'll mention Tyler Wall's name. That's how slim pickings it is out there. However, with this said, now with Leonard out, this does open the door for Lou to move Varlamov. However, I don't think he wants to. It's been said that he likes the goaltending tandem, and I don't think he's going to move him. I mean, me personally, this question, I think it should be around because I think in the trade you can get back Laurent Brossoit to be Sorokin's backup. You save, roughly $2.6 million on the deal, and you move Varlamov. But I don't think Lou is going to do it. He should, but I don't think he's going to.
All right, so that's a shot on that, right? I'm sorry.
No, it should be around. They should move Varlamov and get some cap relief, but I don't think Lou has any interest in doing it. I think he likes his goaltending tandem too much.
All right, so it should be around. Got it. So, and by the way, I would agree with you on that. It should be around. I understand that he likes the goaltending matchup, but right now you could bleed Vegas dry. I understand. I understand maybe the idea of not moving him and having your tandem in place, but you know what? No, you need to capitalize, strike while the iron's hot. Any euphemism you want to use, but right now Vegas is starting to look desperate. And
their options really are, other aside from Varlamov, James Reimer and San Jose, because he could be had. Jake Allen, but I don't think Montreal has any appetite to move him right now with Carey Price. His certainty still being up in the air a little bit. Aside from that, it's really just Varlamov after that. John Gibson isn't going anywhere at this point, this close to the season. He's staying in Anaheim. They don't really have many options. The other option, Mark, is they could just punt on the season and just roll with Logan Thompson, Laurent Brossoit, and Michael Hutchinson in goal. I think the expectation for them is to get back into the playoffs after missing last year. So I wouldn't think that will be the case, but could also be the play. They could just roll Logan Thompson in goal.
Yeah. But again, I don't think that's a good idea. Vegas is trying to go back and be contenders again. So no, that's not a good idea whatsoever. So don't do that. That's ridiculous. By the way, everybody that's joining us right now, although now we're down to 15, we have to 21 before, but make sure you leave a comment, BAH t-shirt. I'll be adding all the names in later. We're giving away some free t-shirts today. So look at it that way, everybody. Anthony, speaking about goaltending, the Columbus Blue Jackets have the goaltending to make the playoffs. And I'll start this off for us. It's a beer. I like Elvis Merzlikins. Corpusalo's back with them again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like both goalies. I don't know if they're enough to carry them. And I don't like their defense yet. They got a very young defense core. They drafted a lot of defenders. And they're going to be fine in future years, but no, not yet.
It's a beer for me. I think Merzlikins is actually a pretty good goalie, but it's just the rest of their team. I mean, Gaudreau's going to help a lot. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Kent Johnson looks like he's a real player. Watching him in the World Juniors. Cole Sillinger has a year under his belt. Patrick Laine. So they got good pieces. And Merzlikins is good, but he's a couple of notches behind some of the other top goalies in the league. I know this past offseason he was really motivated. I know he said he wanted to win the Vezina in honor of Matthias Kivilinks, who passed away tragically last summer. And so I know he was super motivated, and he had an okay year. I think there is another level to his game, but I think the Blue Jackets, unfortunately for them, they just play in a conference and more specifically a division that's just too tough.
Yeah, it's again, but their offense is gonna be much better. But yeah, that's gonna be very tough. All right, Anthony, moving on to the next one. The Buffalo Sabres are the good team that ended last season. I'll start with you.
I'm gonna go shot. I mean, they were playing really well down the stretch, but we've seen it in years prior. A lot of teams, when they have nothing to play for and they're a young group, they just play loose. And they have some success at the end of the year. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I do think they're not going to be the worst team in the league, and they do have some good pieces. Peyton Krebs they got in the Eichel deal. Alex Tuch is a good player. Tage Thompson had a hell of a year. He really broke out. Jeff Skinner looked reinvigorated. So they definitely had good things going on. But I mean, their goalies, Eric Comrie and Craig Anderson. I mean, I know their prized possession. Devon Levy, who's playing in the college ranks right now, they're waiting on him. But for now, I don't really think they have the goaltending, and they still do have too many holes in their lineup. But I mean, I guess as a Sabres fan, you can be encouraged how they played down the stretch. I just don't think it's going to have any carryover specifically to this coming season.
I did these end of the season review for those guys, and I really looked at their numbers and saw a difference. And Devin Levi had a great year in college, but that's not necessarily going to translate right to the NHL. And I gotta say that I don't know if they're there yet. So I have to go beer at best. I like where Don Granato's done. I like a lot of the things that they've done so far, but it's I don't know if it really translates all that well just yet. We'll find out soon enough, because here's part of the problem. We're going to play OK Tweener in a minute about all the teams that are in between the playoffs and whether or not they should tank. If teams are going to win, the points got to come from somewhere. And if Buffalo is hoping that Ottawa and Detroit remain the same, that's going to be a different story. OG, to be honest with you, I only have a small printing of it right now. We should launch a merch store hopefully before next season. Because I want to, if I'm going to sell you anything, it's going to be good quality. I'm not sending you garbage. But so I'm going to put you on the list for this one today, because this is the type that we're giving up. And then I just need to know if it's small or extra large. So again, Everybody, thank you for everybody that's been asking about this. So I'm going to write your name down right now. And as again, we'll get to this again, but we can't do this without your support, everybody. So you've all been fantastic. All right. And I turned on subscriber only is in the chat. So that way, no sex bots tonight, guys. So fortunately, none of them are in there. Anthony, I looked around for different things to say for this, but the Seattle Kraken will challenge for a playoff spot.
I'll go beer. Because I do think they added two good hockey players to their top six, and Oliver Bjorkstrand and Andre Burakovsky. Those are two good players. They play with speed. They could score good shots. So those are two really good additions to go along with a pretty good group that already includes Yanni Gord, Jordan Eberle, Jaden Schwartz, Jared McCann, Marc. So, and that's not to mention Matty Beniers, who they're going to have. And a Shane Wright, who knows what he's going to do in his first season. So I like their forward group. Their defense: Carson Soucy, Adam Larson, Vince Dunn, not bad. Maybe some more depth there. And then their goaltending: Philip Grubauer didn't look the same as he did in Colorado last year as he did Seattle. Chris Driedger, he was injured. I think he's actually still injured to start the year. I don't know
Achilles tendon injury he suffered at the World Championships.
I don't know if the third goalie is Joey Decord, but so they got a good future. Like I said, I really like their forward group, and I think they will. I think they will hang around. I think they're on that that cutoff line, when you want to call it the Mendoza line, where teams in a playoff spot at American Thanksgiving usually make the playoffs. I think they'll be in shouting distance. And then Christmas, and then maybe a little after the New Year, maybe they start to fall off a little bit. But they aren't going to be a laughing stock. I could tell you that much.
They're going to take away points from a lot of playoff teams in that Western Conference and that Pacific Division. However, I'm going to go shot on this. Now, when I say contend, I mean being close to the playoffs with a shouting distance. I don't see it yet with their defense, especially. I think the first thing they need is goals. Their forward group is very much improved. I don't know if Shane Wright starts with them right away. And right now, if you look at the comments, everybody's all over the place. David, it's actually Martin Jones, by the way. But you know what? Mr. Fantastic has a good comment right here. Let me just highlight that one, which is, I think Seattle could be like Anaheim last year, but it's just
it can kind of surprise people a little bit. Yeah.
Surprise people a little bit and then fall off.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. I'm also not a big Dave Hackstall fan, but we'll see about that soon enough. And Anthony, well, I'll wait till you come back. Anthony, our last one for the bar talk. Jacob Chychrun will be traded before the Mets win a World Series.
Yes, no, joking around.
Question.
Listen, the Mets not going to win a World Series for a long time. You really never know. But I get it's in jest. Jacob Chychrun is becoming almost like the new Jack Eichel, with talks about him being traded. And, now it was yesterday. Some tweets came out where Ottawa was still in pursuit of him. But the asking price is a lot. I think they want 2 firsts and like a pretty good prospect. So, I mean, Jacob Chychrun had a phenomenal year 2 years ago. There's no doubt about it. And he's still young. He could skate. He could move the puck. I get all that.
Signed to a good contract.
Yeah. $4.6 million, I think, for the next 2 or 3 years. So yeah, I get all that. But 2 firsts is a lot. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, no, I know different position, but Alex DeBrincat didn't even get 2 firsts, and he's an elite 40 goal scorer. So I think the ask is too much. If Arizona really wants to move him, they got to lower their ask, because there's a reason why he wasn't traded last summer, and there's a reason why he wasn't traded at the trade deadline, and I think that's because they're asking too much.
Yeah, and because you know what, I really hope the Mets win a World Series in October. As Dave was fortunate enough to let me know that their number 2 prospect just hit a home run in his first at bat in Major League Baseball. But at that, I'm going to go shot. I mean, two things. One, the Mets can win a World Series in 5 years. I think he'll still be an Arizona Coyote. It's just I got no faith in this because every team that's rumored to go get him, Ottawa wants help on the right side. So what are they going to do? Go trade 2 first-round picks and more for a left-handed lefty defenseman, not a right-handed playing defenseman? Doesn't make much sense. I don't know where Jacob Chikrin ends up right now. And the thing is, like I said, we've talked about this all summer. Gostisbehere had a really good year for them. You can make Jacob Chikrin even more expendable for them, and they're trying to tank anyway. So they would love to be in the Connor Bedard sweepstakes.
I think
it would look really good.
I think Gostisbehere has 1 year left. I think they're going to keep him, hope he performs well again, and sell him off the deadline and get some more picks. So
yeah,
I don't think
and that would work too, because there's going to be lots of teams that are going to need help. Usually, it's either bottom 6 help. I'd probably rate it like this: bottom 6 help, depth defenseman, power play quarterback, scoring forward, and then goaltender is last. Because the scoring forwards are never, the Claude Giroux aren't always available, so and aren't always the big impact. But bottom 6 help is always the guys that move around the deadline. So if even a Tyler Mott signs with any team, so he might get traded before the end of the year. Just using him for an example because I know he's unsigned. It's a good thing I knew that because I forgot all about Tyler Wall not being a free agent. So, but Anthony, that's gonna wrap it up for us and for bar talk on that one. Joe, yeah, the Mets are the real deal this year. God, I hope so. They could really use it. But everybody, again, thank you very much. Big Apple Hockey Bar Talk. This is one of our favorite segments, and we're doing, like I said, we're doing an impromptu Wednesday show. We got some big news to announce, but here's a new game that I introduced today, or actually, maybe last night to you guys. It's called OK Tweener, because what I'm defining as tweener. And by the way, if you guys haven't done it, I'll be trying to keep up with them as soon enough when we do the Q&A. Make sure you comment BAH t-shirt to put you in the running for one of these. Gonna give away about 5 of them tonight. And then if there's anybody else. So, but Anthony, tweener teams are the ones that didn't make the playoffs and yet are going, they're not going to be tanking. Let's put it to you like that. Or they're not saying they're tanking right away. Chicago, not a tweener team. We know they just signed Jack Johnson today. They're not trying to win. Arizona Coyotes, they're tanking. There is one last place team I have on this list. But I'm just going to ask you more points or less. I'll give my opinion. We'll move on to the next one. And the team we're going to start on right away should be an easy one for you. And like I said, there's our definition. Teams that missed the playoffs but are hoping to try to make it back. Here's an easy one for you. 84 points, the New York Islanders. Better or worse?
Better. Alexander Romanov solidifies their top 4. Much better than Andy Green and Zdeno Chara, who couldn't skate anymore. It really taxed Adam Pelech, had to break up that pair because of it. The addition of Nazem Kadri, he just solidifies them even more. Like I said, having a 5th center is going to be a matchup nightmare for teams. You're talking, to protect the lead late in the game. Lane Lambert can put out Pajot and Kadri together and then come right back out with Cizikas line and not miss a beat with playing sound defensive hockey. And then you have Noah Dobson, merged 50-point season last year. And then you have the thriller in goal, the glue that will hold the team together. So I don't have any doubt in my mind they're going to be a much better team.
I'm going to go better as well. And again, whenever it comes to this, what team is losing points? I don't think the Rangers are losing points. I don't think Carolina's losing points. If they do, it's marginal. I do think there's points to be had with the Washington Capitals and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And there's this team and another one after this that they're going to be, that are points are to be had from them. There's another team that we're going to mention that is also going to lose a lot of points this year that we're going to mention in a moment. But where I'm getting at with this is the Islanders are going to be better. I think Sorokin's going to hold them afloat. if there's an injury to Sorokin, all bets are off.
Well,
That's what I will say.
You could
I
say
do
that
have to.
with a lot of teams. I mean, if
Oh,
Igor
yeah.
goes down,
Say the Rangers.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Then they got to rely on a 37-year-old goalie. Oh, my God. That would be disaster.
And now, not I'll let you get to what you're going to say, but that goes back to making the case of why Lou wants to keep Varlamov, because if Sorokin gets hurt, you have a veteran who's still a pretty damn good goaltender that's there, though. So I get the case of why you'd want to keep him.
All right. And yeah, that is exactly the reason why you would want to go with the second goalie. It's just that I also still believe I'm a little bit too close to the Mike Keenan school, not to Keenan. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if you have one, you don't have two. I'm not a big tandem goalie guy, because then you get what happened with the Minnesota Wild last year, where in Game 6 you're facing elimination in St. Louis, and they had to go and throw Cam Talbot out there. But and you weren't going to win with Cam Talbot anyway, so it really didn't matter. Next team, also still staying in the Metropolitan Division, Columbus Blue Jackets. Better or worse than 81 points?
Better. I mean, they just added a 115-point player. Granted, he's not going to score that level again, but they still added a really, really good player. They didn't really particularly lose anybody. I mean, Oliver Bjorkstrand, but I mean, they brought in
Gaudreau with Johnny Gaudreau.
Yeah. I mean, remember what Slavin said on our show? He's got to worry about Gaudreau sending seam passes to Line A on the power play. They're good. They're gonna, yeah. I mean, they're going to be better. Again, I still think their D is lacking. I mean, aside from Werenski, Gavrikov's pretty good stay-at-home D-man, but yeah, their D lacks a little bit, and they're relying on a lot of young guys like Kent Johnson and Cole Sillinger, Chinakhov. Sometimes it takes some time with these guys, and if they don't really, have significant increases next season, I think it might be a little hard for them, but they will be better.
And again, I got to agree with all these. They're saying better, although Rich is saying worse. But I think Columbus is going to get the 90s, so I'm going to say better. I think the Metro could be a lot tougher next year, but that's going to be because all the teams are going to get a lot better. Yep. And then some of the teams are going to come back to the pack a little bit. Even the Rangers and Hurricanes. I think the Rangers and Hurricanes are definitely making it, but that's a different story. The other teams are going to come back to the pack. Now, is it going to be the Capitals or Pittsburgh misses the playoffs? We'll see about that. And by the way, after all, Chris Frost is saying this. Metro Division will set a record in overtime games next season.
Yeah.
But, I think there's going to be that feeling of, I'm trying to think of how to put this, but teams are going to get better, but Pittsburgh and Washington's the ones that I'm pointing at. They're going to come back a little bit. They both are really stacking their deck with old teams. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And especially Pittsburgh with Sidney Crosby. But they're not on this list, so they don't have to worry about that. And as David's saying, set a record for ties. Well, overtime losses. And the Metro is looking really, really, really rough. Don't forget, guys, yeah. See, that's a bit of a surprise to me. Mr. Fantastic, that's a great point. Anthony, can you believe this? There's only going to be like 3 or 4 games within division. Like, I was shocked. I was looking for Ranger Islander games.
It's far too less, but I mean, it is what it is.
I don't know. By the way, which do you prefer? A more weighted schedule against your own division or less?
I mean, I like seeing every team, but but then again, also too, I don't know, but like some of the years, what was it? Was it post?
Yeah,
it
like 2006, we'll say. They played 7 times.
Yeah, to me, that kind of loses its luster a little bit. So, yeah. I mean, 3 or 4 is not enough. I would say 5 is a good sweet spot.
And the reason why, and Mike, I'm going to highlight your comment real quick before we get to the next one. The reason why you're right about that is because if you don't know what your schedule is every single year, then kind of what's the point? Yeah. All right. We're sticking in the Metro for 2 more teams, Anthony. because the New Jersey Devils, better or worse than 63?
It's better, but I was hoping to say this more emphatically. They had a ton of cap space going into the offseason. And you just thought they were connected to Gaudreau, DeBrincat, Kachuk, all these guys, maybe trading for JT Miller, Tarasenko. And they ended up, and I wouldn't say just got Andre Palat. He's a good player, but I don't know what he's going to do away from those guys in Tampa. He does improve their team. In goal, though, they still have a Mackenzie Blackwood who hasn't really stayed healthy, and when he was healthy, he hasn't really looked that good. They got Vitek Vanacek, who, again, he's not a bad goalie. I think he's just average. Is there room for him to get better? Maybe. I'm still not really thrilled with their goaltending. The Ty Smith for John Marino trade, I think they do win that deal with John Marino. But again, their D, Dougie Hamilton, he didn't have a great year for them, but he's definitely their leader back there. Damon Severson, Jonas Siegenthaler. Luke Hughes is on the way. He's not going to be this year, and he's going to be a hell of a hockey player. And they do have a bright future.
And Simone Nemec.
Again, they're going to be better, but I was really hoping that I was going to be able to really, really, like I said, emphatically say that with confidence. They'll be a better team, but I thought they could have done more this offseason.
I'm going to go immediately to better, but also they got the potential to have goaltending be a problem again, and then the wheels fall off the cart, or the walls fall in again, superlatives. So it's one of those things that I'm trying to say that if it's the Devils, it's like a lot of things could go wrong. Hopefully Jack Hughes is healthy. Hopefully Nico Heischer's healthy. There's a lot of things that could happen right now with them. It's still going to be better.
Does the Pavel Zacha for Eric Hall trade really make sense when you really think about it now? For me, when that trade was first made, it was before free agency. I'm like, all right, well, maybe they're trying to save money and maybe they're really going to get Gaudreau, and it made sense. But now that they didn't, Zacha for Halla, I don't know. I thought they could have done more. But
again, I'll tell you what, Anthony, they better be better, because Halla is actually more of a of a bottom six center role. So maybe that's there, and you don't have to worry about that with Zacha. But Zacha was a pretty good defensive player too. It's people forget about that. I know the stereotype everybody wants to throw out about Russian players that they're not good at defense. But Zacha was a good defender. So no, and I still think they're going to be better. I'm not sure if they're going to leapfrog, say, an Islanders or a Columbus. That's the hard part. Do watch out for the Devils and the lay-in, because it's this team, and unfortunately, I picked them because we're going to have to slap them around a little bit. But the Philadelphia Flyers, better or worse than 61 points?
Is it feasible to say worse? I don't know. I really don't know what they're doing. They kind of botched the cap where, they lost Johnny Gaudreau because they couldn't create the cap room to get him. If Chuck Fletcher was able to make that work, it would have been a layup. It would have been an absolute layup. Gaudreau would have signed with the Flyers at 12:01 instead of waiting to 7:15 to sign with the Columbus Blue Jackets. So, I'm not really sure about their group. They got Tony DeAngelo. He had a really good year in Carolina. We'll see if he continue that in Philly, but I don't know. Carter Hart, he was absolutely horrendous 2 years ago. Last year, he was improved, but still not nearly to the level where, they expected him to be or need him to be. Their D group overall, though, Provorov, Sanheim, Ristolainen, Ryan Ellis, who basically missed all last year. If he's healthy, that will help them. And then their forward group. Joel Farabee is definitely a good hockey player. He has a lot of promise. Konechny has kind of 2 years ago, I thought he was going to be a really, really, really good player. Right now, I'm thinking he's just kind of like one of those guys that could eventually be not a piece of the long-term puzzle. Maybe he might move. in a few years. Sean Couturier is coming off an injury.
Yeah.
They have what, one more year left of JVR. Bobby Brink might be a good piece who might make the team for them up front. I don't know. Mark, I can't get excited about them right now.
I keep saying this all the time. When there's points to be had, points got to come from some other team. John Tortorella is the coach of this team. They're not going to be a pushover, but I don't see them winning many games. I mean, I hope for the sake of Carter Hart that this team plays tight defensively and it at least improves his numbers and his confidence. But I can't say this is the list of the good things I could say about Philadelphia. Bobby Brink might be a player. You just mentioned Farabee, and of course, hopefully Couturier comes back healthy, and hopefully there's still a future with a lot of guys. That being said, they have Tony DeAngelo and Rasmus Ristolainen on defense. You could play better defense. There are cones that could play better defense than those two. It is, and by the way, a friend of mine said to me, goes, "Yeah, I could probably get Tony DeAngelo to come on the show." I'm like, shit. Oh my God, that poor guy. I've talked so much smack about him, but I'm right. They're not going to play that good a defense. You got to really hope Ryan Ellis comes back. And by the way, I really hope not only Ryan Ellis comes back, but is healthy. I mean, just for him. Like, there's so many problems in Philadelphia right now. Chuck Fletcher is going to get tarred and feathered on the way out. That's what I think about that. So unfortunately, it's going to be worse for me. Because Anthony, you want to know a division that's tougher to predict right now, better or worse on a couple things? We're going to go right now to this division because we're going to go to the Atlantic. Buffalo Sabres, better or worse than 75 points?
Worse.
And by the way, everybody get ready because think about that proposition. There's two other teams I have to mention from that division. Anthony.
Worse.
Wow. Okay. All right. But
yeah,
what's you thinking?
I just don't think Craig Anderson I was an advocate for the Rangers to sign Eric Comrie. I thought he had a pretty good year last year backing up Hellebuyck. But I don't like that goaltending at all. That tandem. I mean, how old is Craig Anderson, Mark? Craig Anderson, what, 43?
He's literally like my age.
Yeah, he's up there. I don't know. I don't like the goaltending. I mean, Owen Power and Rasmus Dahlin on D. That's definitely a good start. Two cornerstones there for sure. And I did mention Tage Thompson's good, and Peyton Krebs, Dylan Cozens, Kyle Oposo actually had a really good year last year. But again, I can't really get excited about that goaltending. And their D is still young and learning. I think they might get torched a little bit. So I'll. I mean, actually, can I say same, or do I have to say better or worse?
You got to say better or worse. It's got to be at least 1 point up or 1 point down.
74 points worse.
74 points worse. You know what? And like I said before, I thought about the Sabres and I thought better. Like writing down, I'm like, this team might be on their way. There's ingredients to them that I'm really liking. It's worse. That's going to be a tough division. And here's the thing. I think Boston's the only team coming down from that perch. David right here with a bold prediction saying that Ottawa Buffalo will be better than Boston and the Lightning. I mean, and by the way, I know you meant worse, not worst.
If he left,
still not going to get all the way to the bottom. But
if you left it just Boston, maybe I could have got behind that, but not Tampa Bay.
Oh, but there's a lot of guys that they're saying, like even Chris Frost is saying right here, Tampa's going to miss the playoffs. Our buddy Pete Mackin, our contributor, he's saying Florida could miss the playoffs and that they're in trouble. So again, there's anything can happen. That's why they got to drop the puck. But you know what? If I favor the next two teams, I can't favor this team. And that's where the hard part is. And again, if people of Buffalo or Sue, if you're watching, Buffalo Sabre fan, I am not ragging on the Sabres. I think they're doing a great job with their rebuild. It's far from I got to commend Kevin Adams. I think he's done a great job over the last year. Far from that honest press conference where I had him crying. So Anthony, let's go further because the next team is going to be the one with 74 points, the Detroit Red Wings. Better or worse?
Better.
Yeah.
They had a David Perron who is definitely a good hockey player. He's going to help bring some veteran leadership there, veteran experience to mentor some of the younger guys, and Mason Raymond, Pavel Zadina. Maybe he gets a jump start, but Ville Husso in goal definitely helps a little bit. Although totally he hasn't really established himself. This is his chance to show that last year wasn't just a one-off. Nedeljkovic is still there, who after a really good year in Carolina was kind of last year for Detroit, but they added Moritz Seider. I mean, he's just a phenomenal defenseman who's going to win Norris trophies in this league. He's an absolute beast. Dylan Larkin, of course, is still there. Tyler Bertuzzi, Jacob Vrana, who, I mean, the guy missed a lot of time last year, but he came back and he just scored a bunch of goals, which he seems to do. He's a legit goal scorer. Not to get off topic here, but Detroit won that trade with Anthony Mantha and the Capitals for sure.
Oh God, yeah,
I mean, Vrana's a speedy player. Caps lost speed there, but so I like their forward group. They added Dominic Kubalik after Chicago just didn't qualify him, which was a head scratcher. He's a guy that could score. He's going to help out. So I like some of their moves. Defense the defense still needs a little bit of work, but they're definitely going to be a much better team. Still not going to make the playoffs, but they're going to be a better hockey team.
I am, by the way, I have to show you this. Matador is asking you this one. You're the wrong person to ask on this one. More regulation wins, Buffalo Bills or Buffalo Sabres?
Let's go
He's
Buffalo.
A Bills fan. That's why I say that, everybody.
Yeah.
But no, it's going to be the Sabres. And by the way, the best thing for the Sabres is the Bills. I have to go more. I have gushed about the Detroit Red Wings. They're going to be better. Stevie Yzerman. I mean, Stevie Yzerman. He's probably. Is it possible that somebody could be the most overrated and underrated GM at the same time? Because there are the people that talk to him and just be like, "Oh, he's a god," but on the other hand, he hasn't really won a cup or anything yet. But I do believe in his plan. I believe in his plan. I believe what he's doing. Yeah. I think he's doing everything right. This guy is. He's. If he was my GM, I'd be gushing about him left and right. Yeah. I'll say it like that. So definitely Stevie Y. Keep it going. If Detroit doesn't make the playoffs, who cares? That's the easiest way to put that one. All right, Anthony, let's go to that last team. And it's the Ottawa Senators at 73 points. Better or worse?
Absolutely better. I mean, first you start, they stole Alex DeBrincat from Chicago. The guy is, like I said, he's an elite, 24-year-old goal scorer, could score 40 goals. Mm-hmm. You combine him to a already impressive group that featured Josh Norris, who really broke out. I mean, Drake Batherson, who was at a point per game. He got hurt. Tim Stutzla, Brady Tkachuk. And then you add woo Claude Giroux, who's still performing at his age. Man, I really, really like their forward group, like a lot. And then you have guys like Austin Watson and Matthew Joseph who play in the bottom six. They're tough to play against. Alex Formenton is a decent player. And then, you got Shabbat, who clearly leads that defense back there, but that's their downfall. They really need more help on defense. If Eric Branstrom can pan out, who was highly touted in Vegas when he went over to Ottawa in the Mark Stone trade, they could really use him to break out. And their goaltending, I mean, Cam Talbot and Anton Forsberg is a good duo. I mean, it's certainly a lot better than Eric Comrie and Craig Anderson in Buffalo that I just talked about before, but still not the best. But so when you combine it all, a very good top six group of forward, a defense and goaltending are just kind of but they are going to be a much better team. There's just no two ways about it.
And you didn't even mention Jake Sanderson coming up this season.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think Jake Sanderson's just going to come up and be a shutdown defenseman. No, that doesn't work like that. Defense takes a while to develop. I mean, Keandre Miller developing sort of as fast as he did. That's at light speed compared to all the rest of this. definitely better is the word. Are they a 90-point team? Even with Cam Talbot, I don't know, because their defense needs help, and you got to hope their coaching is going to be good for that. I mean, I commend them if they get to 90 points.
Well, now let me ask something. If they acquire Jacob Chikrin, does that really change your viewpoint on them at all?
Yes. Even though it's just another bullet in the chamber. Even though they want right side defense, which is what they were saying on an interview with one of the Buffalo, Ottawa beat writers just now, but it's on NHL Network. But I mean, it's going to be too tough. But at least you got another body to throw in there, and at least maybe you move a guy to the right side. Maybe that helps. But you get Jacob Chikrin. I mean, I think the world of Thomas Chabot. And that's why whenever I say I compare like certain defensemen to him, like Noah Dobson, that's a compliment. But even though Chabot plays the most minutes in the NHL right now, they need to get that number down. That's what they need to do. They need to get that number down, or you're going to burn them out. It's just that simple. So Ottawa's going to be better, since I said the Sabres are going to be worse. Because the Sabres still have to figure out their goaltending. Ottawa has 2 goalies in net. They know they can throw in. So we're going to find out if Forsberg is a real goaltender. Anthony, let's go to the Central. And the only Central team I have on this list, the Winnipeg Jets. Better or worse than 89 points?
Can I once again? Can I go push? Can I go sane?
No, you can't. You got to be 88 or 90.
I'll go worse. I think what really needs to happen is I think they need to move Dubois. I mean, this is a guy, let's face it, doesn't want to be there. He's basically said he wants to be a Montreal Canadian. He's going to sign there, and when he hits unrestricted free agency in 2 years. But they need to change the makeup of that team. I mean, Blake Wheeler is getting older. There's thought Mark Scheifele was kind of wondering which direction they were going. So with that said, though, I mean, Scheifele's still a very good player. Kyle Connor is fantastic. He's one of the best pure goal scoring wings in the game. If he had, I don't want to say better, because he does play with good talent, but if he was just overall on a better team, I think he could reach 50. He still even might on a Winnipeg Jets team. So I really think highly of him. And Connor Hellebuck is one of the, easily top 10 goalie. But they have a lot of other holes in their lineup. Their defense isn't very deep. And I think, the loss of Kopp kind of depletes their depth a little bit. Mason Appleton's kind of waiting him to take the next step. He's a good player. And Adam Lowry is a big body, but they just need more. But I don't think they're going to be too much worse, because, like I said, when you have pieces like Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele and Nikolai Ehlers, and even though Wheeler is getting older, he can still play. So they have pieces that'll prevent them from being bad. But I just think they're in that stage where they need to make changes.
And Joe, the team, the guy that they named head coach was Rick Bowness. He's eventually the guy that ended up in Winnipeg. Look, it's going to be worse, and it's going to be a lot worse. I'm going with the term "a lot worse." I'm not even flinching on that. So, no, we're doing tweener teams right now, Wicked. The only thing you missed is that the Islanders are going to have more points. Because I just look at them and I think Nashville got better. Dallas is going to be better. The Blues are going to be good. The Avalanche is going to be the Avalanche. Like, who are the whipping boys really in this division? And unfortunately, I think it's going to be the Winnipeg Jets. It is certainly not me that wants Winnipeg to be a whipping boy. There are very few teams I would actually say on record that I want it, that I don't like that team and I want them to be the whipping boy. But it's just, and by the way, Bailey, that's a great question. I'm going to dog you that for the Q&A. I just don't think I don't think they're going to be that great of a team. And that's what the hard part is. Wow, Core is really going out there, Anthony. Hot take.
I
He's saying
saw
the
that.
Coyotes will be better than them this year. Core, they better not be. They're going to, I'm telling you, the Coyotes are going to have a situation sort of like the Pittsburgh Penguins when Mario Lemieux was there, where the coach is going to be yelling at teams when they get a lead in the first period. But it doesn't really matter. The Coyotes aren't going to win the lottery. That's what we're trying to get at with that. So, Anthony, let's go down to the Pacific Division. And unfortunately, in the Pacific Division, like the Metro, I have 4 teams in there because are the Golden Knights going to be better or worse than 94 points?
I mean, come on. This is a slam dunk. It's
Is
worse.
All right.
Yeah,
it's worse.
Is it? Yeah, it's worse. I mean, like I said, right now, I mean, things can change. Listen, if they trade for if they do trade for Semyon Varlamov or whatnot, but right now their goaltendings are hurt Laurent Brossoit, Logan Thompson, and Michael Hutchinson. It's not good. It's not good. I mean, is it better than Buffalo's Eric Comrie and Craig Anderson? Yeah, it is. But you have 2 journeymen really in Brossoit and Hutchinson, and then you have Logan Thompson, who's still, a little bit of unknown, young, but he doesn't have huge upside. So that's the biggest determining factor right there. And then, not to mention from there, their forward depth. I mean, we talked about, I think it was on the last show. Yeah, you got Mark Stone, you had William Karlsson, who has not nearly been as good when he scored the 40 goals in their inaugural year. Riley Smith, Jonathan Marchessault, Jack Eichel, who still has yet to play a playoff game.
I've played as many playoff games as Jack Eichel.
Chandler Stevenson's one of their top centers. That really kind of tells you a lot there. But I mean, after that though, Keegan Colasar, Amadeo, Thiwa. I mean,
it is scary, Anthony. It's really scary.
And their cap situation. And their cap situation handcuffs them too. So yeah, I think they're going to be worse, and I'm not really quite sure if that's too debatable there, Mark.
Well, hey, Anthony, actually, you know what? Now you broke it down for me, so I have to go worse too. Because by the way, at least they have a first-round draft pick they could deal for something. But they don't got anything. They don't got any assets. You got nothing. Look, they have a lot of great top-end talent, and again, they got that second line. I don't know. I don't see it. And Bruce Cassidy has got his work cut out for him. The only reason why I'd say better is because Bruce Cassidy is going to be the head coach, and he could coach teams. I don't see it happening just yet.
I do like one piece they do have is Brandon Brossoit, Pat Brisson's son. He's going to be a pretty good hockey player, which I would imagine he'll be given every chance to make the team, I believe. But yeah, they don't really have many young up and coming assets.
Yeah. Because Anthony, the next team I'm naming in the Pacific Division, I'll start it off. I've been on their bandwagon ever since January. I've been on their bandwagon, but the Vancouver Canucks are going to be better, and they're going to be much better. I'm saying if this team is presently constituted the way it is at the end of the season, they're going to have 100 points. That's how much I believe in Bruce Boudreau. Because after all, Bruce, there it is. He's got a good goalie in Thatcher Demko. He's got a 100-point scorer, which I don't think he scores. JT Miller scores 100 points on another team. And Elias Pettersson seemed to have righted the ship at the end of last year with his last 2 months. So where does that lead? And they upgraded. They upgraded with a bunch of guys. Ilya Mikhailov that came over from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah, Mikheyev. Sorry, I had an extra syllable. Mikheyev, but also the guy from Russia that they got, whose name is slipping my mind right now.
Kuzmenko.
Thank you. And they look like they're going to be pretty good. I think they're going to be good, especially under Boudreau. Boudreau is the only thing he can't do is win in the playoffs, and I hope he does. Anthony?
Yeah, I'll go better too. I think it's one of those cases where, again, I mean, I joke about a push. I think they'll be roughly a 92, 94 point team, 95 point team. But yeah, I like their pieces. JT Miller, does he replicate 99 points? I'm not sure, but Elias Pettersson. Mark, you didn't even mention Bo Horvat. Bo Horvat's a very good hockey
Another
player.
guy that I think the world of.
Connor Garland, Hoglander, who had a good year. So they got good pieces. Quinn Hughes leading the charge on defense. Tyler Myers, even though I do not like him, really at this point in his career.
Well, playing contract.
Yeah. OEL, maybe he could bounce back. They got good pieces though, and there's no doubt they were better under Boudreau. So yeah, they're going to be a better hockey team.
Yeah. Because by the way, points got to come from somewhere, Anthony. San Jose Sharks at 77 points, better or worse?
Oof.
They're coached by David Quinn now. Go ahead.
You know, it's funny. At some point last year, they were actually like in a playoff spot. And I remember we did a show.
Mhm.
I think I said all California teams are going to make the playoffs. And I think I might have bought a round. So I was wrong there. They fell off. But so they surprised people. But listen, they re-signed Tomas Hertl, which was a big piece for them. He's a fantastic player. Timo Meier had a hell of a year. He's 1 year. He could be an RFA this year. I would assume they're going to try to lock him up. Jonathan Dahlin looked pretty good. Don't forget they have William Eklund coming up, their top draft pick from a couple of years ago. So they do have some good pieces there, and it's also not considering Logan Couture still a good hockey player. It's just their defense. There's nothing on their defense that really makes you excited. I mean, Erik Karlsson, Vlasic at this point is not nearly the player he used to be. Mario Ferraro, I mean, he's an okay defenseman. So yeah, and then their goaltending, Cahonen, James Reimer, and I think they brought Aaron Dell back. I mean, it's just a cast of kind of goaltenders. So yeah, I think I know they surprised people last year and then fell off, but I think this year they're going to be actually a little bit worse.
Joel, I'm going to save that question for you later because I know you asked this one right here. I got to go with worse. I just don't see it with this team. I don't see it with their goaltending. Kevin Kakinen, I believe, is the goalie they want to take a longer look at. And if you got a guy that hasn't played over 40 games, it's good. He's going to wear down towards the end of the season. That's going to be one. Aiden Hill, is that you going to be somebody? Is James Reimer going to be able to help out? Their back end is terrible. They're almost like Vegas. They're surprising. They got some good top end talent. And I put that in quotes because William Karlsson has never been the same since his first year in San Jose. And that was one of my concerns with him going there. But then you had Marc-Edouard Vlasic, who's not looking as good as what he used to be. And you know what? Unfortunately, the song I'm thinking of is from Toby Keith, Anthony. I ain't as good as I once was. But you know what? They could put up a fight every now and again. They could still show that they're as good as they ever was. Because, by the way, that is the lyrics. And it's just they're not going to be there. And then you have David Quinn coaching this team. I have no faith in David Quinn, and I wish him well. I wish everybody well, especially Mike Greer, who's going to have to make a lot of decisions. But this team is going to have to tear it all down. And finally, Anthony, our last tweener team of the playoffs, Anaheim Ducks. I actually want to start this one off because I watched them get covered on NHL Network with Mike Rupp. Look, Mason McTavish is going to be a hell of a player. He looks all the part right now at the World Junior Tournament. Better, but not by much. They might have the word better is still going to be the one used. Like I said, they got to have 1 point more or 1 point less. I'm going with 1 point more. I like John Gibson. I think John Klingberg is going to have something to prove. I just don't. I don't see it again. That's another team. I don't see it. Ryan Strome isn't exactly the best addition, but you know what? Let's see what happens. What McTavish could do. Trevor Zegras in year 2. playing with Troy Terry, and I'm trying to think of the other top winger that was on there that was mentioned. I still don't see it with their defense, and let's see what you got, Anthony. Ducks,
I'm gonna go
better
better.
or worse?
I'm gonna go better. I think Zegras is gonna get better. Mason McTavish looks like he might break out this coming year. John Klingberg, makes their defense more stable back there with Cam Fowler. John Gibson's a really, really good goalie. There's no question about that. He holds them in a lot of games. Ryan Strome, he has a lot of warts, but for a team that maybe needed some more secondary scoring, I think he will help out there. Same with Frank Vetrano. They let Sam Steele and Sonny Milano go by not qualifying them. So those two younger players who they had high expectations for are gone. Sonny Milano is still a free agent, or is he?
Shocked about Sam Steele.
Or is he? So, Maxime Comtois, he had a rough year last year, but 2 years ago looked like he might be a pretty good player. Max Jones. So they too, like the Sharks, have some pieces, but they're a little ahead of them right now. And I think they will be better.
Anthony, what'd you say about Sonny Milano?
It's a secret.
Shut up.
That's still gonna live forever.
What's funny about Sonny Milano, Mark, is a lot of the players from Long Island that have come into the league. A lot of them have been Ranger fans. Adam Fox was a Ranger fan. Pretty sure Charlie McAvoy was a Ranger fan. Keith Kincaid, I'm not sure about him.
Devils fan.
He was Devils fan.
Yeah, he hated the Rangers.
But a lot of guys from the guys who made the NHL over the years that have been from Long Island have been Ranger fans. Sonny Milano is from Massapequa, and he actually was a diehard Islander fan growing up. So everyone's connecting the dots. Say it makes a lot of sense, and some say that he's signed as well by Big Lou. But I was surprised that the Ducks let him go because I think he had 34 points in 60-something games. He looked to have some chemistry with Zegras. And obviously they connected on the goal that went viral with Zegras passing over the net to Milano, batting it in. But
oh man, it looked like Milano finally found a home with a player.
Yeah, so we'll see where Milano ends up if he's not already in lose draw somewhere. But
a friend of mine plays with him and grew up with him. So again on that. I think he's in lose draw because you don't hear a peep about him, and he's not signing a PTO, so that's just that. So I would love to actually text him, be like, Sal, just let me know what Milano says, but that's not going to be there. And Bailey, right about that. Quinn was just a bad call. So and generally, with some of these teams, you're like better ish, but that's where you have to put them all on the spot. I'm going to go back. I'm going to make sure I get everybody's names in the t-shirt running, because we're going to do about 5 of them, and then I'm still going to have some left over. And but still, we want to give back a little bit to fans. I still have a couple that I have promised elsewhere. But so first off, by the way, thank you to all of you and our listeners over the last year. Put in the comments, what's your favorite Big Apple hockey memory you could think of right now, and if it's some idiot calling an MVP candidate by the wrong name, let's say it's Justin, that'll probably be in there. But Anthony, I'll cede a little bit to you while I try to get names on there.
Well, first, actually, Mark, this might be the time. What do you have something to do tomorrow?
Yes, we do. Yes, I do.
Is it? Do you have? Are you going to the gym or playing? Croquet.
Actually, I am playing golf. Thanks for mentioning it.
You have a croquet match?
Yeah, I have a golf match, if you will, in Great Rock over in Wading River, but I also have to go to the Islanders practice facility because we were actually meeting up with Alexander Romanov, who will be talking about us on his Instagram feed very soon. We've mentioned it before a couple different times. We're happy to have this done. And also the potentially Ilya Sorokin.
Oh, not potentially. He will be there, and I think we're gonna meet him too. So
Nice.
It's gonna be a good day for us. I am looking forward to meeting them, and forging a relationship, and hopefully one of them will come on the show after working with them. And like I said, I hope that Romano, wearing our merch and telling people on his IG story to check out our podcast will attract some more viewers for us and help us grow. But just to let you guys know, I'm working hard behind the scenes to do these kind of things. And Jacob Slavin and this is really just the tip of the iceberg. So Mark, well, first Wicked, it's not going to be an interview where it's basically just a meet and greet. We're going there tomorrow to meet them, hand over the merch, take photos with them. So it's not an interview. Like they're not coming on our show, at least as of now. Again, with forging this relationship, I think they will hopefully be open to come on the show. But if it's going to happen, Mark, it's going to happen before the season starts. Because once the season starts, Big Lou is going to put the iron fist down, and he won't allow such things to happen, and they won't be able to come on our show. So it would have to happen before the season starts. So again, it's I'm excited about it, and I'm hoping. I know you guys we joke with Mark about calling Lou. I'm sure during the season he probably works out of there and he's there all the time. But if Lou's there tomorrow, walking around the facility, I am going to make sure that Mark exchanges some words with him and introduces himself. I'm not going to let him get away with it.
I am going to make sure that if I do have any words with him, I'll be talking about Providence hockey with him. So that'll be something locked and loaded. So I make sure that I don't sound like a blabbering idiot the next time I talk to him. And we're always trying to come up with more content for you guys all the time, and trying to always get the best, just the best coverage. I mean, there's lots of different good, like I said before, different good programs. We just always want to be, we're going to strive to be the best. We just want to be your favorite. And it's that simple as far as that goes. And I can't say how thankful I am on having the two partners I have in this to do this with. And again, I wish I had more filk for everybody, because the public wants it, their filk, but they're fill of their filk. It's life gets in the way for us sometimes, and it's just we said it last year. We're going to be growing. I'm going to have a year one recap possibly coming out as early as next Wednesday, and do some editing possibly, because I'm going to be going to Nashville and Kentucky next week, doing the Bourbon Road Trail. But there's a lot of good stuff that's going to be coming out of this. Just stay tuned. We're going to have a lot more good things to be mentioning to you, and all very soon. I don't think I have Matador on this yet. Matador 83. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody's names on there first. Let's go do this one more time, everybody, before I get everybody out. Because again, want to try to make sure I get everybody. Davey, by the way, I'm actually not putting on the list. I'm just sending you one right now.
Mark,
there's been enough.
Have you? Can you imagine if while we're there tomorrow, we spotted Nas kind of walking around? Would you try to take your phone out and snap a pic and break and confirm some news?
I would love to try to do that, but I have a feeling I wouldn't have to worry about playing golf, because my legs will be broken. I just feel like Marc, you shouldn't ever break some news about the Islanders. Oh dear God, Lou, sorry.
Lou would probably be watching from the one-way glass. upstairs and he sees you take out your phone, he'll come running down and he'll
All right. Actually, you know what? All right, Davey, I'll put you on here, but I should just send you one right now. He actually won a sweatshirt from us. We never got to him, but that's a different story. Actually, you know what? Yeah, Davey, I'm just gonna make sure I send one to you. So there's the extra number. All right. I think I got
this is yeah, there'll be a security out there patting us down, checking for our phones before we walk in tomorrow, Mark.
I think I got Joe Long on there. I do have Joe Long. I think I got all the names of everybody that commented. Even though, I mean, we're having a bad day as far as this goes. Now 24 you're watching. All right, well, if you want a shirt, everybody, make sure you subscribe and comment Big Apple Hockey t-shirt. And then just privately message me through Twitter. Or I can always provide email in case if you don't have Twitter. So get it all out there. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, see, Anthony, by the way, are you going to have to shave? I mean, he wants you to be clean shaven, but what if you already have the beard? Is that okay? Or is that?
So the good thing about this is that Lou, I mean, Lou probably doesn't know about this. Because this deal was made through, to give you guys some background, this deal we made was through the Gold Star agency, which is Dan Milstein, the name of his whole group of players that he represents under that umbrella, which is guys like mostly Russian guys like Kucherov and Vasilevsky and Romanov and Sorokin and Gavrikov, Nemestikov. So he represents all these guys, and it's called the Gold Medal Agency. So we made the deal through Gold Medal Agency directly. So it really, I mean, Lou doesn't really or can't have a say in this because it's still the off season, and I don't think he can control, what the players do in that regard. I don't think he control for instance, their Instagram. Romanov's posting an Instagram story, so I don't think Lou has control over what he posts on his story in the off season. So, but yeah, so to answer the question, I don't think I have to worry about shaving because I don't think Big Lou knows about it, but I'm sure he wouldn't.
I got to tell you, there's just ranking those interviews that you mentioned. And by the way, anytime Phil gets on a rant, that's better than mine. But the Ray Ferraro interview was great because he had about, he said he only had 20 minutes. We let him go at 32. It was like, Ray, we know you got to go. Don't worry about that. We'll answer that. But first, let me just finish on this one. The Keith Jones interview, the smile on his face when I brought up the penalty shot that he had. And then Anthony getting Darius Kasparaitis, I kind of went, how the hell is that going to go? Darius Kasparaitis is one of the funniest interviews I'm ever going to have. And he was just hilarious. So, Anthony, you need to shave if Marc's going to have any shot, speaking of Lou. All right, maybe I have to shave. Maybe I should shave. I don't know. It'll save me a couple times for tomorrow night. So
I will promise you all this, and I know we're making jokes and stuff. I highly doubt Lou would be there, but if Lou was there and I spotted him, I can assure you I will try to make Marc go up and introduce himself and talk to him. I don't know if Marc will do it, but I will certainly.
I believe wholeheartedly that it's going to be the case. John D. Lee, I see you right there, by the way. I'm going to get you in because if I did, I would have to pay the piper and then just also have to throw you under the bus as fast as I can. So that's going to be, oh, I'm sorry. He switched phone numbers on me. I really didn't mean to sound unprofessional or a moron. So,
but did you ever give him your name though? Did you? You said you did, right?
I did say Marc Williams. Marc Williams for Big Apple Hockey. I did say that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, Marc Williams for Big Apple Hockey. I was calling about a potential interview, and it's like, who is this? It's just great. Yeah. The oil and Firebirds. By the way, Mr. Fantastic, that's what I'm doing in Louisville. I'm going on the Bourbon Trail. So I can't wait to see what that is. I'm told it's like wine tasting for men. So by the way, the celebrations we're having the next day, and talking about that. That was great. Anthony will have to shave, as he says right there. See, by the way, that would be great if we saw a Nazem Kadri cap or a Nazem Kadri jersey. Better yet, Anthony, that would be even better. A Nazem Kadri jersey in the pro shop.
Yeah.
Imagine that, because after all, most of the time, that's what ends up ruining things. When they make the toy for it, and then you're like, oh no, they get.
Now, are we going to are you going to make a quick little video like in the parking lot or anything before we get in, just to, or you want to do that tomorrow?
I might record something for us so that way I might record something for us that way I can edit that in and then put that in our stuff, or maybe even have a stick and just say, maybe they say like tune in the Big Apple Hockey for us. Whatever they want to do, because obviously I'm not trying to push the envelope.
They're not. No, they're not record. They're not going to record anything tomorrow. I'm talking about us walking in. No.
Oh, okay.
No, we're
not.
Right.
Well, then in that case,
tomorrow.
Yeah, in that case, yeah, sure. We could always we could do that afterwards. Let's see what we get.
All right.
So that'd be great.
All right.
I don't know. I'll bring recording information anyway. Chris Frost was saying he loved the Grabner interview too.
Yeah, the Grabner was good. He was.
We were still all things Rangers at that time.
You remember when I made the joke to him about Lou's secrecy? I said, "Hell, maybe Lou signed you, and we don't know about it." And he kind of got a kick out of that. So
I loved asking him about you've always been known as the fastest guy in the league. Did you ever look over and think, I got to watch out for that guy that's right over there? And he's just nah.
Yeah.
That's always a good one. The Ferrari interview, the Slavin interview, and Phil. Obviously Phil and Pete Mackin coming on to do the Carolina Hurricanes preview with the Rangers, and that's me and my friend from lunch period back in the day talking hockey. That was fantastic. So the Miller and Slavin stuff. Dave, I have you down so you don't have to worry about that. Oh yeah, is that the extra large you need? But
I'm gonna head out, Marc. Gonna get
no
some,
problem. I'll do. We'll do some of that. Actually, I'll let you go right now. You don't have to worry about that.
We'll meet up. We'll meet up tomorrow there at 12:30.
Yeah, 12:30. No later than that for me. I'm gonna make sure we're there on.
Yeah.
Very much waiting. We're going to be waiting, not them. I'm
gonna make sure I tell them that you're a Ranger fan. So
I'm okay with that.
I'm gonna tell.
Yeah.
All
right. Take it easy, Ant. Have a good one.
See you later.
All right. And again, everybody, thanks for joining us. Again, this is always such a special thing. I wish I had Phil on with me and Anthony right now, because after all, this started a year and a half ago. That it was just I needed to talk about Tony D'Angelo been doing stuff, and then Anthony messaging me and going, "Hey, I used to do off the post with Phil. I'm going to come on," and then Anthony comes on, and immediately chemistry all three ways, and you can't be happier with the guys. Can't be happier with them, and that's what we're only going to get better. We're only going to get better. Oh no, we're not going to go through all the bands, right? Maybe I'll shoot him a text. What is this? It's like typing. Yeah, we grow up so quick. I remember back when I had 87 people watching videos, and now we had 350 on, or 326, including multiple different platforms. We're now on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify. We're everywhere. That's what we're doing. We're growing. So again, can't be proud of the guys and what they've done this year. Can't be more proud of anything else. We work hard on this, and we just thank you guys all. So yeah. Oh, Bailey, I already put you in because Bailey Rogers. All right. And I got Rich, Pete Mackin, Romanello, Mike for Life, My Right Nut, Mr. Fantastic, Wicked Social, OG, John Long, Chris Frost, General, Billy, Shannon, Dave, Matador, Chris T, John D. Lee, and Juan. If I didn't say your name, somebody just let me know right now. I would love to be able to do one. I'm trying to figure out when I could do that. Yeah, and only, you know what, Chris, you're there from the beginning. If you guys remember, one of the biggest moments for me still is our first ever live stream. This is the first time, like, we're using as now I see Big Lou on here with me. Thanks, Anthony. But our first ever live stream, I was asking Anthony and Philk about Colorado versus Minnesota as a potential playoff matchup, and I look down, I see that that Davidson and Gorton got fired, and it was just complete shock. And that's what let you know the power of all this. We broke a lot of good stories today, or a lot of good stories this year. Phil and me breaking the Andrew Kopp trade, or Anthony coming on with me and doing the free agency. We were on for 6 hours, and then we took a 2-hour break and did another 2. So there's so much hockey coverage that we got. I can't wait till we're at the draft or All-Star game or whatever the next event is going to be. But she's in on the shirt. All right. Well, she's got to subscribe, Mike. She's got to subscribe. All right. So everybody's in that I know of. Let's share this right now. Let's get a couple. Let's get some of these shirts out of here. Like I said, Davey, I already promised you one last year, so I'm going to make sure I send you one right now. All right. And let's get that shirt. There we go right there. Guys, this is going to be for the first one. Make sure. Oh, CJ, I got you on. I got you on right here. Talk about the last moment. Woo. CJ, there you go. Because I know you would definitely have hated being out of this. Yeah. We're doing. Oh, she's subscribing? Okay. Hold on. All right, here we go. Let's do the first one of these. Mike for life wife is what I wrote down for you. And don't worry, buddy. I know you live around the corner. I could always get you another one. And wait, I learned today that Scotland got rid of all the COVID travel restrictions. So there we go. All right, that's nice. Core, you're on there. Oh, you're not. Hey, I thought you were. Thanks, General. Core, I really thought I put you on here. All right. Don't worry, we got plenty of these, and some names are coming off if the winner's coming off after we get some of them. All right. So, there we go. Mike, is that her? Just want to ask. And Romanella's back on just in time for the free shirt. All right. All right, hold on. Let me get that corrected. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, wait, there's an extra T at the end. Yeah, nice. All right, good. I don't want to give you an extra one of those. All right, let's do the first spin on this one, guys. Make sure you message me either private on Twitter, or I can always put the all right. See, Mike, you didn't even need the extra one. All right, good. I got you right there. All right. There's our first one. Mike, the good news is I don't have to get your information because I already have it. So, all right. Let's go with what the next one is. We're going to do 5 of these. I do have large and extra large as options. And we might do more of these. See, and Core, there you go. You got on there just in time. There's another one. All right. Oh, good. Oh, it does remove them. Hey, how about that? All right, let's go again. Everybody, good luck. Again, you've been great this year. Can't say enough for all of you. 1, Here's another one. All right. And like I said, so there's 3. Okay, there you go. So there's number 4. All right. And you're just getting removed from that list. Okay, more. And we're going to do our last one. If there's any more leftovers, obviously I'll do whatever I can. Trust me, everybody, we're not going anywhere. This was a small batch that I made up to test whether or not people want our shirts. So, yeah. Yeah, Dave, like, you got to worry. All right. Yes, Mr. John D. Lee. We'll get the last one right away. I'll see if I can do some more of these eventually. Get some out there. Yeah, there we go. All right. First off, everybody that won, let me know what size shirt you need. Yeah, it's like it's always the last guy, Joe. It's always the last guy. It's how it always is. So yeah. You don't even want a couple. Yeah, you know what? That is a good point. The couple that watches this is always the good one. And please make sure you share it on sharing all your stuff. Like I said, guys, we're not going anywhere, and I still might have some left over. So even though it's all for promotion and a few shifts of mine to pay for all this. So I got large and extra large, and Chris, this is a large. That's what I'm wearing. It's, if you guys can see it, it's not snug, and it does go down a good amount. So if you're smaller, it's large. If you're a bigger guy, it's large. It's on there. Okay, so I got large. Oh boy. So I got 2 larges right away. Mike, I'm guessing you're going to be a large, so because you're definitely not a big guy. So I'll make sure I send them out. And all those extra larges I got. Damn, I got 5 extra larges. I'm gonna have to work on that. So, all right. But again, we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary. I can't thank you guys enough for all your support. It's been great. We wish we had a more conventional show this week. We kind of whipped this together a little bit. It's going medium's a good size for me. All right, I'll make sure I get that, AZ. Where the hell were you the entire time? I was with you for Rangers review all afternoon. Yeah, of course. Send me that message again just to make sure. You got my Instagram. Yes, that is true. That is true. Well, we're also looking to launch a Spotify, so that way, or sorry, Shopify, not Spotify. Shopify, so that way you guys could get good stuff. I have a couple samples of a couple things I was looking at getting very soon. We're expanding. We're trying to do everything that we can to provide both the good experience for you guys and the good information. So that's where the great thing is. You meant for Podfin. Okay, good. Yeah. But clump party of 6, please. Yeah, I got some extra larges. So yikes. Oh, and yeah, Romanello, I'm looking at stickers. There's one that I have for the stickers. Ooh. Chris Frost has let us know. Garan not playing well. He's let in 3 goals and made 17 saves. So 3 on 20 shots, and they're playing. It's a quarterfinal right now. By the way, how about that game? Latvia at least put up a valiant fight. So there's Hopman's not playing tonight. See, you know what? By the way, thank you, Bailey. This was your question earlier. What do you think about the Quinn-like moves made by the Canadian World Juniors head coach? Look, Dave Cameron has not done a good job. I don't think he's done a good job. Guys are in and out of the lineups. They don't know what their roles are. You're rotating your goal. No, it's not going to be that good. Joe was saying if it was in the East, worst due to a few teams. I guess that was for Vegas. They should get 90 points, but that still makes them worse from what they were before. So I had to point that out. I saved that comment for before. All right, cool. He scored. See, that's a good thing. And yes, I am trying to find Big Apple hockey jerseys, and I will not ruin a surprise about a name I'll throw on there, but it's there is a name that I have that I want to get on there. If you haven't subscribed, you're listening. Thank you very much. I think everybody here in the chat subscribed today. So 5-3 right now. So it's 5-3 Canada, obviously, right? So I got my NHL 22 today, and the ratings are way off. First off, NHL 22 in August? Really? That is a little bit quick. I mean, September usually is there, and then you got to wait 3 weeks in order to get the it's definitely in the Cole Lou moments. DP, Philk is here. It's just, his schedule has been a bit of a mess. Trust me when I say this. I'm blessed to have the two partners in this that I have. So don't worry, he's still not going anywhere. Well, yeah, 22. Oh yeah. All right, so that's why. Yeah, thank you, David. I'm sorry. 22. Jesus. I don't think I got one since Matthews was on the cover the first time. Is that 19? I can't remember. I think it went Subban, then Matthews, and then I don't think I got one for a little bit because I wanted to get Kako on there, and I knew that was going to take time. And I always do the be a pro because I'm an egotistical asshole. So you can't help but want to do the be a pro. Yeah. Hit that like. Yeah. Our goal is always 50, and we're going to be well short of that today. I got 19. Oh, wait. I liked it. 20. It's one of those things that, I hope that it grows out of that. So, but yeah, I'm always looking for the right merch to do that. And by the way, we're working on potential sponsors specifically for the Bar Talk. So I can't say anything else about that right now. So we're working to always bring you guys the best experience. Yeah, thank you. McDavid, yeah, I haven't since Matthews in 20. Ovi in 21, fine. I just haven't had the time. I've been focusing too much on this, so I can't even do anything. Yeah, General, you're right about that one. Almost a month of preseason hockey, and I tell you what, the Flames, they're going to be a lot better than what people are giving them credit for. I'll tell you that. That is for certain. All right, right now it is 9:09. I'm going to go about another 6 more minutes, guys, which it's going to be an actual 6 more minutes this time. But which again, it's always a good time. Yeah. See, that's the hard part for this. We have to do it till you need dinner. But no. Fortunately, it'll still be Manscaped. Again, working on that. Hey, we got our first sponsor this year, so I'm happy about that. Look, progression is always what you want to see. Now, I'm going to answer that question in 1 second, Wicked, because yeah, if he's not talking about his contract situation, I'd think he is an Islander, or at least for the time being. Yeah, Kane and then Subban. Like NHL was good, but I mean, if again going back to one thing, This is my friend John, who is all things Islanders head. And anybody want to golf tomorrow at Great Rock and Wading River? Because we could use a fourth. So if you can, hit me up on Twitter or Facebook. Romanell, see, that's the thing. All you gotta do is just stir the pot up a little bit. That, a matter of fact, I cut that out in later videos because I was too afraid. I said something slightly over the line. I don't think that's the case, but still, because you always got to be afraid somebody might be offended by something. Yeah, but Romanell, I actually didn't put NHL hits on there, which is funny because one of the guys that mentioned it was Jacob Slavin. It's like, oh yeah, I love the video game NHL hits. And I got yelled at by somebody in the comments. He was like, no NHL hits? Screw this guy. I'm like, all right, but I still think I put forth. If you guys haven't seen it, it's one of my favorite videos. It's got no watches on there. Best hockey video games of all time from us. I love it. I thought it was great. Yeah, AZ, that's right. All right, Wicked, I'm sorry. You're wrong. I think you misspelled The Empire Strikes. Oh, made by Disney. Sorry, wait. Then you're right. I don't need to change your mind. Yeah, YouTube is control freak. The world is full of control freaks. NHLPA was my first on Sega was my first hockey game, and it always has a special place in my heart. And in my opinion, Dave, you know what? It reached perfection in 94. And they did improve on it in later years. Like there were a lot of, I love the one about being pro where they used to have to like interview you at the games and your likability score would go up or down. There'd be a lot of things, but you're the second person I heard that said Solo was a good movie. I think it was just there. Well, here's the thing, Romanell. I already went to the bar. I already got a buzz on. So actually it's gone now. So it doesn't really count. So it's what happens when you're an alcoholic. And like I said, to take the show on the job and to yeah, I don't want to take the show on the road and be open to more like things. That's what the Marc on the Road segment is about, going down and seeing some different areas. One place I can't wait to go is Carolina. I hope I get there for the outdoor game because I just think it would be awesome to see what they're going to do, especially hearing the best tailgate in the NHL. I would love to try to swap, like find a NASCAR fan and go to a NASCAR game and then get a NASCAR fan to go to a hockey game. So, in 93, oh, no, Izzy, I know what you meant. In 93, Tony Monty, it's NHL 93. If it's NHLPA 93, I think that's the first one that, yeah. So it wasn't NHL 94 yet, which that's when they first got the rights to the players and everything else. So, Dave, if I'm correct, Long Island should have been the name for the Islanders in that. I would love to get that. CJ, I really hope it's good, but my expectations are about as low as, well, any girl that goes on a date with me. So I go for the low hanging fruit for that joke, but no, that's not the case. I'm better than She-Hulk on a date, at least. Don't worry about that. So okay, here's the thing about, let me go back to this Wicked real quick, and then we're going to get back to hockey. And like I said, we're going to be signing off soon enough because I could be on here for a while talking about the movies, which is a nice try, Romanella. But so the thing about out of the new trilogy, I've talked about this. I like The Last Jedi the best. I think it was trying to do something. Now, look, does it have problems? Yes, it does. When you see that The Force Awakens was a nothing burger, especially knowing that J.J. Abrams likes to put mysteries in all of his stories, and he said this in a TED Talk. The man doesn't tell a story. He tells a story like a 5-year-old. So, boobs are always better than movies. Always. But yeah, Romanel, I'm gonna just say yes to that. I don't need to highlight it. And you're gonna be like, are you kidding? First of all, Rotten Tomatoes and the audience score is gonna be so low. And it's not gonna be so low. It's gonna be so low. It's gonna be so low. It's gonna wish it was so low. I'll say that. By the way, everybody keep smashing that subscribe button. So yeah, I gotta get more I got a lot of work I have to get done. I still have to get done the year in review, like I said about that before. And there's just so much stuff that we have to do for this. And again, everybody's been fantastic for the entire year. So I'm already 2 minutes over, Romanella. There you go. Already started 2 minutes over up. Yeah, I think the answer should always be yes, Dave. You know, I mean, I guess it's just if you want something more accentuated. So that's a great question, Romanel. I got to find out if the Rangers are doing Travis City. Yes, ER, very good show. I think it fell off a little bit. I mean, I think I watched it for about 8-9 years. Like it was a real good show. Now, are you telling me to get to the living room? Because that's what you're trying to say right there, Fiona. So, this is my roommate, and I could hear the 2-year-old playing outside. So there you go. Yeah, see, all right. See, now I got to talk about this for a minute. Yeah, they need to be erased. Like, but here's the problem: Luke and Han, and you already got Carrie Fisher's already passed. I mean, Billy D. Williams is 100 years old. Like, I mean, come on, just Kathleen Kennedy needs to go. I don't know if anybody. So, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't for him. Hold on. It wasn't for Dr. Luca. He was good. As a matter of fact, he was good in Rounders for the one scene he was in. But it's just no. Romanello just I'm in a room in a house. I'm fortunate enough to be living with friends for the last 4 years after my last breakup. So that's why it's always good that when you have friends on there. She was Rachel Green in the first few seasons. Who? Oh, no. She wasn't Rachel Green. Darn. Not Wendy Malick. I'm trying to think of her name. Now you got me thinking about this. I love it that the Mets have 100 new notifications right now. And I also love it that I just went on IMDb and found out they have a Wednesday show coming. Really? We're so bereft of information? We have to make a show about the girl from the Addams Family? So, hold on. Which, by the way, would have been smarter for them to actually do that for Leia. Just give her a nice send-off. Yeah. Okay, I have no idea who this is. So, yeah, she was in The Nice Guys, The One Kiss Goodnight, and she was in Heat. Okay. So, there you go. I didn't know. That was see, Rachel Green, I'm thinking Rachel Green is in Jennifer Aniston, who was Rachel Green on that. So nope, I'm just a glorified uncle. So CJ, yes, they could have said Leia died at some point or CGI her, but they've already done that. But it's just. But part of the problem is what they should have done the entire time, and I contend this the entire way, and we're going to be getting away from movie conversations, is Kylo Ren should have descended into darkness. He should have fallen deeper into the dark side. The redemption arc was already done with Darth Vader. You don't need that. And the comeback for that was there. But, oh, CJ, that's hilarious. And by the way, I've made that joke too. And by the way, if you haven't watched the original Korean version, Old Boy, watch that one because the reveal is done much better. It is a better mystery. It's better action. Everything about it was better. Like supposedly there was stuff cut from the final release because and Spike Lee wanted to do it better, but See, by the way, Wicked, that's a great question too. I think using the likeness is one thing, but after all, I mean, there was a Simpsons episode where Homer says, "When you're dead, you'll all be dancing with vacuum cleaners," because they did that with Fred Astaire in one thing. But yeah, it's no, it's just you feel a little bit weird about it. I like it for the short amount of time they did it in Rogue One, but also I understand they needed to just recast it. They had somebody's Grand Moff Tarkin in Revenge of the Sith at the very end. So yeah. CJ, I'm not going to highlight it, but yes. And yes, you can't capture Carrie Fisher at 21 or whenever it was that she did. She might have been even younger when she did A New Hope. And she was fantastic. One of the best heroines ever put on screen. I don't ever want to hear, oh, Star Wars, they need more female-centric characters. Why? It's got one of the best. It's like saying Terminator needs more female-centric characters. Oh, wait, they did that. Everybody was on there. All right. Romanel, you win 7 more minutes. This is how this all goes on. Yeah, you know what? She might have been 19. And talk about some of that understood celebrity, Eddie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds' daughter. But see, that I did not know. I can't highlight that. That might be misinformation. Yeah, you know what Terminator didn't need? Terminator didn't need more movies. The perfect one was the second one. And again, people misunderstand why they did all the stuff that they did. It's Sarah Connor becoming a Terminator. She's then seeking out how to destroy Skynet instead of trying to evade him. So, yeah. Yes, we do need more of those, so that way I can be more on here. Chris Frost. Now, you're bringing in Ridley? What the hell is Ridley? Because I'm thinking Ridley Scott. Not it's. Are you trying to say Ray? Was that it? You were trying to say Ray, and it went to Ridley? Because the answer is in that order, and even Natalie Portman's character was probably a little bit down. Yeah, and Romanel is right about this. Yeah. Shannon, thank you very much, and have a great night. And again, hopefully everything's going well for you now. And hopefully much better news to bring up for everybody. By the way, also I've had it on in case you guys haven't seen. Use the promo code BAH to get Manscaped. Oh, Daisy Ridley. There we go. That's her real name. Yeah. Oh, because he went with Portland. All right. Yeah. Now I know everything else. My apologies to Daisy Ridley, who certainly, who certainly was kind of done dirty by Star Wars. I haven't seen her in Death on the Orient Express, so I'll see about that, or Murder on the Orient Express. I'm sorry, but no, I think she would have been fine. The problem is, what is Rey's faults? At least there was a moment in Last Jedi where she's asking, "Who am I?" But that's a different story. So, that I gotta also point out everybody that won the shirts and message them that I could actually do that through YouTube. I actually can do that. So, but yeah, it's like the first movie. Yeah. Well, I can't say that because she was far too young for me to say that about her in the first movie. And for that matter, I thought they needed to make Jake Lloyd a little bit older for her in the first movie. Speaking about things that should have been older and younger. But again, Star Wars has done such a great job. Oh shoot. John, hey, I hope you're doing better, but I do have good news for you. You won a shirt. So all the winners and I misspelled Twitter, but all the winners, make sure you message me. That's one. Mike, I don't have to do it. There's one more. Crap. I gotta think of one more. There's one more on there. Oh, it was Chris Frost. Okay. All right. There you go. So everybody let me know. Send me information so I can send you shipping. I can get it shipped out to you guys as soon as possible. Message that. By the way, I love it. I love it when this is going off like crazy. Because at least, and yeah, CJ, Alicia Vikander. Actually, my favorite thing that she's ever been in, because I haven't seen much of her. I mean, I haven't seen Deus Machina, so I do hear how great that is, which ironically enough is with half of the co-stars for half the co-stars were from Star Wars movies. Anyway, because I forget the other guy's name. It's not Donald Long because he was the guy that was Bullock in. Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Ogie. Yeah. Ogie Day. Yeah, there's the other one. Thank you. I knew that there was one more. Thank you. Sorry. But yeah, Alicia Vikander, and she was probably the best Laura Croft, but that didn't really work. What she was great, by the way, she was great in the Dark Crystal series for the one episode she was in. A lot of people have done a lot of that. The Dark Crystal series is fantastic. But that's just me. Yeah, thank you. Seventh Son, Ex Machina, that's it. Which unfortunately I know the ending on it. Chris Frost, first off, thank you. That's great. No, I mean I could pull up Aviators better than that, Mike. There definitely. So yeah, you know what? It's so hard to say no to you guys. But anyway, so like I said, I did say 9:30. It is 9:30 right now. I've got a lot that I have to get done. Everybody, if the names that you mentioned, please message tweet me and I could get all those sent out to you as soon as possible. I know Davey Hamadi, I promised him one because he won a shirt last year and he didn't get it. So I want to make sure those all go out right now. So it's Also, everybody, if you can, put a picture on your Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Just tag us, Facebook. And we got to try to spread this virus as much as possible. And we got a big day tomorrow as we talk to Alexander Romanov and Ilya Sorokin. We're expanding. We're going to get better. Every single video, every single day. As I said to Anthony, I talked to him. It's like, oh, well, it's, ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to go with, is it Babanyaga? Babanyaga? I'm mispronouncing it. I forgot how it's, I forgot how it's said, but, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. Well, I'll shoot you a text right now, Mike. I got your number on that. And yes, CJ, I work at Boss Croakers in Wantagh. Just in case if that's what you're asking. If you guys ever want to come on down, have a drink, you got to see Big Apple Hockey on the back TVs after all the games are done at midnight. So there you go. But I've been there 14 years. And it was great that somebody that's actually, you know what? By the way, let me tell you this story. Romanello, you're the devil. Yeah, actually, CJ, yeah, sorry. First off, that's cool. Actually, I gotta make my way down to Ocean City at some point. There's a lot of good golf. Anyway, back to what you're saying right there. Yeah, we're actually meeting up with Ilya Sorokin and Alexander Romanov. They're going to be talking about this on their Instagram coming soon. So that's just where that could be. I would actually go. You know what? I actually do think. Oh, those are good ones. Daniel Craig's Bond, yeah. To answer that question, it's Norris. Well, first off, Chris, did you know that a terrorist was sentenced to Chuck Norris? He then later had it appealed to go down to death. So, yeah, the only Bond that matters is Sean Connery. Damn right. And a matter of fact, that they're even trying to cancel him right now just because they found an interview where he said, when a woman gets out of line, just give her a little slap. Well, just with the back of the hand and just very slow, very light. Don't, not too much. So if you haven't heard Bill Burr say that, that's even better. So, nice. Like I said, I'm going to be down in Kentucky this week, so I can't wait for that. Kentucky, Nashville. So, Pierce was great. The best Bond is Connery. Sorry. So yeah. Actually, I still think I got some cards for everybody. So, but everybody, thank you very much. It's it's just because he did say, Sean. Well, first, Sean, I missed you the entire time. So, but no, you missed out on the shirt. But don't worry, there'll be other ones. We'll work more on that. Romanello, no, it's because he had an interview with Barbara Walters. I want to say it was 1988 or 89. And all he does say is, if a woman gets out of line, you just give her a little bit of the back of your hand, but it was something about the palm or the back of the hand. I don't know what it was, but so Juan, make sure you tweet me at Big Apple Hockey on Twitter. If you got that, you want a shirt. So make sure you do that. So, all right. Guys, again, thank you very much. It's been a great year. I'm going to try to have up a year recap video for you next week. And there's so much more that's going to be coming in the pipeline. I can't wait for this. Let's go. Let's do this. Next year is going to be fantastic. I will see you all on the next video, and I can't say enough for this. It's going to be it's going to be great. We're going to have another great year. So everybody, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your poll. That it was nice to see it basically a dead heat on who your favorite host is. But, and we're just only going to get better. So I guarantee that. So anyway, guys, thank you very much. See you all soon. Oh, I almost forgot one thing whenever I'm leaving. Because I promised I was going to do this from now on. Okay, guys. Play my cousin Phil on the way out. This is a song of his, Bye Bye. I will ask if I can put it up for download for you guys. It's a great classic rock sounding song. He's had it for about 30 years. My cousin Phil passed on, but he was a fantastic musician. If you haven't seen my cousin Karina Antonucci, who is usually performing in Huntington, she does a great job too. So fantastic in every single way. And everybody, make sure you're checking us out. And like I said, next year is going to be better. Guaranteed. Take it all soon. Thank you guys.